We're back. The best of food and wine with Anthony Gismondi and Kasey Wilson, live from the Wines of Canada stage at the 2017 Vancouver International Wine Festival. Now, here's Tony and Kasey.
And there's no stopping us right now. I feel so close to you right now.
Welcome back to the Best of Food and Wine. I'm Tony Gismondi.
I'm Kasey Wilson.
We're coming to you live from the 39th Vancouver International Wine Festival International. Our next guest is from the United States. Hope Family Wines, Jason Diefenderfer is the winemaker. We're going to call you JC. Does that work?
JC's perfect. That's my...
That's your call letters.
My call letters.
Yeah.
Jason's my professional name, so we'll have fun.
Okay, well, we'd just like to take our listeners to Hope Family Wines. Where do we end up when we head there?
So Paso Robles, and a little quick story about Paso Robles.
Sure,
It's
please.
right in the middle of L.A., San Francisco, so we're about 3.5 hours south of San Francisco, and about 3.5 hours north of L.A., and about 20 minutes from the ocean. So Hearst Castle, we're about 20 minutes inland there. It's a beautiful area.
Yep.
It's right in the middle of nowhere. But,
it's warm and it's dry.
It's warm and it's dry. Yeah. It's phenomenal weather.
Yeah.
So we have 38 during the day in the summer and 18 at night. So extreme diurnal temperature swings, which makes wonderful wines.
Yeah, very wonderful wines. And you're in the middle like that. That was many, many years ago when the Rhone Rangers were let loose down on that coast. And they did a lot of planting and thinking about Rhone varieties.
Yeah, and that's where Triana White or Triana Blanc that we're showing today, the Viognier Marsanne Roussanne blend, we started planting that in the early 90s. And back then there was no white Rhones. And they basically challenged us and said, you cannot make a white Rhone that ages in California.
That was good enough to get everybody going.
But in Paso Robles, you knew you could.
Well, our white Rhone is basically out of, most of it's planted in Mercelet Vineyards in Monterey.
Yes.
And then the Roussanne portion is in our home ranch in Paso Robles. And so we really believe that we would pick the right sites and pick the right varietals and put together. So this wine, 96 was our first vintage, and the 96 still drinks beautifully today. That's 20 years from...
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's we don't know how long it'll last, but I think that's a great testament to show how long those California white Rhones can do. So it's a neat wine. It's oily and viscous on texture.
Yeah.
Beautiful acidity. It's got that honeysuckle to it.
And it's a mix. What is the breakdown of the fruit? Is it?
So it's 45% Viognier, 45% Marsanne, 10% Roussanne.
Yeah.
And JC, what do you like to eat with this wine?
This is a fun wine to pair because you can go everything from your oily fishes, the lobsters, the crabs, to Thai food, spicy food. It cuts right through that.
Indian food?
Indian food, curries, all those things. It's a very powerful wine. I often like to do tastings where I'll go through all the big reds and do the white last. And it's like a lemon sorbet. It cleanses the palate.
Yes.
And it's interesting because this wine is so super fresh and bright while it's youthful, and then as it ages, it really takes on kind of a different character.
It takes on an extreme, different character. It's also a fun wine that, we talk about wine temperatures, the serving temperatures.
Yeah.
When you get this thing down to, say, 10, and serve it, it's tight.
Yeah.
And then as it gets up to room temperature, it gets more voluptuous. I mean, just the aromatics explode.
Yeah.
So it's one of those fun wines like that. But it does wonderful.
Paso Robles is kind of a neat community. Lots of small wineries there, a few big guys, but it seems like a strong knit community of wine.
Yes, we're all friends. I mean. All the wineries around us, we all hang out together.
Yeah.
It's not like some other communities in California, but we all, hang out like friends there. It started about 24 people when we first 24 wineries. Now we're over 400 bonds. There's about 300 actual wineries there.
Really? 300?
That is unbelievable.
Yes. There's over 30,000 acres planted now.
Yeah.
Wow. And you've got a great town square.
Yes. It's a beautiful town. It's about just under 30,000 people. Phenomenal restaurants, and all this kind of came about.
Cool hotel with fireplaces outside.
That's
yeah, I love that place. Yeah.
Do you have a couple of favorite restaurants if our listeners head down there that you would recommend?
Artisan is phenomenal. Il Cortile is phenomenal. La Cosecha, Villa Creek.
That's a lot.
So
are those twin brothers still there? Or they were chefs. They were twins.
I don't know. There's two brothers that own Artisan.
Yeah.
Kobayashi brothers.
Yeah. No, that's not them. Anyway, I'll think of it. I guess the question I want to ask you is that there's so much fame directed at Napa and now a lot at Sonoma. How does Paso? How do you contend with that? What is the Or do you have to worry about that anymore?
I don't think we really contend with that as much as we used to.
Yeah.
Back when I first started, I would have a map in my back pocket, and we'd point out where Paso Robles is.
Yes.
And now when I travel, people know, and they actually tell me a story about their favorite wines.
Okay.
Favorite winery they've ever visited.
Yeah.
So people know now about Paso, and I think they've really separated us off from Napa. We're a totally different region.
Mm-hmm.
The major thing that you take away from Paso is it's a very diverse area.
Yeah.
So we have whites, we have Rhones, we have phenomenal Rhones. We're getting 100-point scores, mid-90s every day with the Rhones. We have great Cabernets, and Cabernets are taking off.
Yep.
And it was one of those things that people said, well, you can't compete with Cabernets in California because Napa has that. And I think Paso is hot on their heels and getting ready to.
And you've had great marketing people.
Yes.
You really have. You've done some very unique videos and ads. And
if you do a little YouTube search, yes, there's some. And that's the problem with the internet is it never comes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? The Wine Man or something? Or
the Wine Man did some videos. We at Hope Families did some fun. We did an Office parody years ago.
Oh, yeah. The Office parody. I do remember that. Yeah.
And Paso's known, we have serious wines.
Yeah.
But we don't take everything so serious.
Okay.
So we're a fun area. If you come visit, it's a blast. I guarantee you're going to have fun. There's an incredible amount of hotels now, B&Bs, festivals. We have events every week at our winery. Every Thursday we have a band. So there's a lot of entertaining things that we do that are just fun for everyone.
And when's the best time to visit? Probably not in the summer when it's...
Yeah, May's a beautiful time. The third week of May is Wine Fest, so it is packed. But second or fourth week of May is beautiful weather. It's always guaranteed, usually after March, that it's California, so it's always beautiful, but usually May right there. Even though sometimes it's hot, but it's not that bad. I mean, we have maybe about 3 or 4 hours of heat during the day, but because we have that big diurnal temperature shift, it takes until after lunch where it gets hot, and then at 4 o'clock, the wind comes up and it's cool again. And you're grabbing a jacket for the night.
Sounds good to me. Maybe we better do the red before we run,
and the white in the market.
Before we run out of time, yeah.
The price is $34.99 in British Columbia.
Yes.
Yep.
We hold a great price there, so it's...
Yeah, and as you say, a lot of this wine is around in the market in an aged version in people's cellars, and it's always being pulled out and used in blind tasting. It's a pretty cool wine to have when you need a wine to pull out and fool people, too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's wine that will stump people.
Okay, let's try the red. This is the 2014 red Triana Red.
Yes, so 2014 Triana Red. This is a blend of 75% Cabernet.
Yeah.
And 25% Syrah.
This is your Australian wine, the Cab Shiraz.
Well, we started this in '96.
Yeah.
And when we started this, no one was doing blends, and so they looked at us kind of funny and said, you can't do this.
Oh, really?
And we kind of blazed the trails. And the same thing with the white, where we blaze the trails of what we feel is great wines. And these are the two varietals that we feel do best in Paso Robles. Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice mix. I like the way
they complement each other very well.
Yes,
they sure do.
So the Syrah has that fruit on the entry, kind of the roundness to it. The Cabernet has that silky tannins.
Yeah.
The first thing you should notice when this wine touches your palate is elegance.
Yes.
It should be a nice, elegant. Tannins are right there at the gum line. That's clean, fresh, smooth.
A lot of blueberries.
Yes.
You just want more of it. I love that with the wine.
Yeah, the tannins are quite soft. It's amazing.
They're there. It's a big wine.
They're dense and rich, but they're fine grained.
They're fine grained.
They're chalky, I guess.
So Paso's really known for those nice mineral tannins.
Yeah. Wow. and long, and it's I would assume this wine ages quite well too. I mean,
design it does really well.
Yeah.
So it goes 10 years, usually about 5 years, and is when it starts to get really opened up, and then it'll go 10 years.
You have one at home. What are you going to have with this? What are you cooking to?
I mix this up a little bit, but I love lamb.
Yeah.
And then usually lamb's a little bit light for it, but we use a lot of Flannery steaks out of San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
He does true dry aged 45 day.
Yep.
Beautiful meats that he does.
Like that, yeah.
I would even like, I know this sounds crazy, is a light curry.
Yes.
Lamb curry.
Lamb curry it mixes well with. It has that spice texture to it.
Yes.
The wine has the beautiful spice. Chocolates, it almost has that chocolate tone to it.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to confuse our listeners. We had 2 Triana wines, but it's Hope Family Wines. Are there other wines that from Hope Family Wines? Give us a very quick
Hope
rundown.
Family is the whole company, and we have 5 wineries within the group.
Okay.
So we have Liberty School, which
of course.
I'm sure a lot of people know.
Yes,
very famous here, yeah.
And then we have Austin Hope, which is our estate winery.
Yeah.
It's all Rhone varietals.
Yep.
We have Troublemaker, and Troublemaker's kind of after.
That's a cool wine. Did it not start in Quebec, or I don't know? I was thinking in Canada it had quite a big following.
It had a big following. It started in it was originally called Westside Red.
Yeah, okay, that was it.
And kind of named switch over to Troublemaker after Austin being the original Troublemaker there.
Yep.
And it's a blend of Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre with little Zinfandel in it.
Yeah.
Very popular wine. We have Candor, which is our Zinfandel out of Lodi, and then we have Triana, of course.
Yeah.
And so each one has its own identity, own wine style, kind of the price areas. And so they're very different wineries between each one.
Yeah, you have a nice portfolio of wines.
Thank you.
So people go down to Paso, they can go and visit the winery.
Yes.
Do they need an appointment, or can they just roll in?
We're
or how does that work?
open Tuesday through Sunday at 46 West on Arbor Road. There is our tasting room.
Yep.
So anytime there. You go online and you can email us. So if there's anything outside those times, you're making that trip down there, email us, and we'll be more than happy to help you out.
If you're staying in the square, how many minutes are you from the winery?
We're about 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Paso Robles, everything.
You can almost walk over there, yeah. Jason Diefenderfer, we've had a great discussion about Hope Family Wines, including the 2 Triana, the white and the red, super wines, widely available in British Columbia. Thanks for dropping by the Best of Food and Wine.
Thank you.
I hope the next time we meet it's in Paso.
Yes, I'd love to see you guys there. I'd love to host you.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
You're listening to the Best of Food and Wine. We're coming to you live from the floor of the Vancouver International Wine Festival, year 39, 180 wineries here, at least 66 Canadian wineries, and we've talked to many of them, but we still have a few left, so stick around. We'll be right back.
We're live from the Wines of Canada stage at the 2017 Vancouver International Wine Festival.